Brisbane's a classic example, right? So in Brisbane, there are loads of infrastructure projects happening. They're already happening. They were happening before the Olympics got announced. That's why people have been wanting to buy in Brisbane for some time, right? And in fact, the best time to buy in Brisbane was a couple of years ago, right? Not now, right? Because it's already probably a little late and there's already too much yield compression. But I would suggest that the nature of the projects that are already underway were a contributing factor to the bid being approved, basically. Yeah. And so the question then is, how much additional growth is going to happen in Brisbane because of the Olympics that wouldn't have been happening anyway because of the infrastructure projects and the gentrification of locations and all of that kind of stuff that is already happening? That is the big question.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you think about like all of these cities around the world that bid to host the Olympics, they need to pitch themselves as an amazing location. So then they need to be already doing something. And so, you know, however many years ago, Brisbane would have made a decision like we're going to go for the Olympics for this year, probably a couple of cycles. But part of that is building in infrastructure improvements and transport improvements so that they appear to be a better location solution for once they decide to put in a bid to be the host. So it's like they're more likely to select a city that is already kind of moving, if it's already a moving car, as opposed to one that's standing still and is like, hey, come and help me. We can become a really cool city if you bring the Olympics here. They 100%. Already want to know because it's a business, right? The Olympics is a massive business. So they want to know that it's already going in the right direction, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I find that really interesting too, right? Because there's loads of cities that try and bid for Olympics, right? And so part of that process is that they need to be, you know, up-leveling their infrastructure and going, look how good we are. We've got these great transport connections and look, we can host everyone. They'll stay here and here and we have enough accommodation solutions and it's going to be wonderful and it's going to be amazing. We've got to remember there's a lot of countries or a lot of cities that are bidding for the Olympics, right? So they're not all going to get it. So the nature of the infrastructure projects that they're going to be putting in place anyway are going to be based on what's best for the city anyway, right? So for all of the cities that didn't get the Olympics when Brisbane got the Olympics or has been approved or whatever, they're also got infrastructure projects happening as well to support the expansion of the city. And so it's a duality thing where they go, okay, well, look, if we do these projects, what else can we do to maximize the benefit that we can get from those projects? Hey, let's try and bid for the Olympics as well, or maybe there's some other interrelationship there. And then, of course, is back to where the marketing comes into play, right? And so when you can change the psychographics of a location, you can change the value, right? So in the case of Brisbane, yes, of course, absolutely, they will be fanning the flames saying Brisbane prices are going to go up, Brisbane prices are going to go up, Brisbane prices are going to go up, because if they say it enough times, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Now, I'm not suggesting that's going to happen, right? And just to be clear, I am also not suggesting that it's not going to happen. I'm just saying that statistically, the causation isn't there for the Olympics.